Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Toastmaster, Madam President, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Right, I have a lot to get through and not a lot of time, so I'm afraid you're going to have to keep up with me. And what I'm going to talk to you tonight is about the formula for happiness. Not really something we should be rushing through, I hear you say, but under the circumstances, you're going to have to deal with it. Right, so where are we? I'm going to talk to you about the power of this formula. I'm going to talk to you about why it's important and some simple ways that we can actually use the formula in our lives. So, I have an assistant here now. This is the formula, S plus R equals E. So now you have that, you can all go home happy. You need more. Okay, right. What is it? S plus R equals E is stimulus plus response equals experience. Now, every day we come across stimulus in our lives. Everything that happens during our day is a stimulus, or stimuli for the plural. So to that we have responses throughout the day. The combination of the stimuli and our responses is what creates our overall experience. So, stimulus. What kind of stimuli do we have in our lives? There could be a number of things. It could be a child waking us up from our sleep from which we know we have not had enough. It could be looking out the window at the rain and the wind, and it could be going to work and we see colleagues making snidey remarks or comments or getting on us, or it could just be little worries or doubts or things that just creep up on us during the day, get inside our heads. Now, one important thing about stimulus is a stimulus cannot be changed. Okay? It's always the first of the experience. Our experience comes from the stimulus around us. No stimulus, no experience. We have little or no control over the stimuli around us. We can try and control it. We may think we can control it, but that's all illusion. So what is what's happened has happened. What's in front of us is in front of us. Whatever it is, in the majority of cases, it's all in the past. One last thing on stimuli, and I'm going to use my friend Hamlet to back me up on this. Stimuli are always neutral. They're not good, they're not bad, it's the meaning we put upon them. And as Hamlet said, nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. So now that he's backed up my point and we've proved that, we'll move on. Entering stage left, our friend and hero is our response. Now, this is where the power of this formula resides. This is where we have the freedom of choice. It's the only place in our lives that we really have any choice. The important thing about this, though, is that we need to realize it in the first instance. So many of our responses to things are habitual, knee-jerk reactions. They're built up on patterns of behavior or the mood that we happen to be in at the time. It's those kinds of things that drive the comment, sure, that's who I am. Can't change who I am. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Whenever we hear that comment being said, you can guarantee that the person making it is in the middle of an unhappy experience, or they've just had an unhappy experience. Now, they end up trying to defend what doesn't need defending, but what needs observing. This person is stuck in the habitual knee-jerk responses, and they genuinely believe that there's no way out of it. They're working on the basis of this stimulus in the past led to this response and this experience, therefore when this stimulus appears again, that's the response and that's the experience. They're using the wrong formula. That's the key. S plus R equals E. Albert didn't have the right one. So, does anyone here know someone who is always full of beans? They're always glass half full, they're always looking on the right side of life, yes? Okay, these people are using the formula. They are choosing their responses. They're aware of it. They're actually no different to us. They're the same trials and tribulations, but the difference is they stop and they choose. The great thing about this is, so can you. We can all do this. So, how do they do it? And how can we use it? We've already established that stimuli are everywhere. There's nothing that we can do about them. They're all in the past. Now, when something happens, we usually get an emotional build-up. That's the trigger. We can tell when something's about to happen because we can feel it in our bodies. That's our signal. We can feel like we're about to yell. We're about to make a smart comment. We're about to panic. We're about to push a loved one away. We're about to give up on life. That's the moment where we need to just stop. Imagine stopping time. And before you do or say anything, ask yourself, is the response I'm about to make going to contribute to my happiness or take away from it? But you have to do that in that moment. You have to catch yourself and be in the moment. So imagine that child waking you up in the morning, and instead of the reaction that you actually want to scream and roar at the child, is that you stop and you actually want to respond to that child with love and care because they mean more than anything else in the world to you. Imagine looking out the window, and instead of thinking the rain and the wind are going to ruin your day, you actually decide that you're grateful for the warmth of your home, and instead carry that out into the world with you. These are just two examples of how you can change your day and how you approach it by using the formula. The formula's there to show us that there are things that we can't change, but our experience we have control over through how we respond to it. What I'm hoping each of you leave with today is the formula, and that you can identify one thing in your life where you currently respond in a way that doesn't contribute to your happiness and you would like to change it. Pick that one thing, apply the formula, choose your response in that situation, and watch the stellar impact that it has on your lives.
Wow.
Thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Keith. And Mark, I'll call on you for the time for